Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Moving toward the future, Governor Whitmer signs an order for the state government vehicle fleet to go 100% electric. Michigan has been putting money, time, and effort into securing new automotive EV jobs. And now the governor, with a stroke of the pen, wants to convert the entire state fleet to EV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. Let's get to Mara McDonald. Start things off here at 11 tonight. She's in Corktown, and that is where the first EV roadway in the country has been installed. Mara.
Devin, take a look. These are your standard, orange road signs. But this behind me, this is anything but. It's a quarter mile of charged roadway. It just shows how Michigan is all in on all things EV. Except those EVs, they've had kind of a rocky road in 2023. The governor and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation have been hunting EV jobs for the state.
We are always focused on what's next.
And now, with an executive directive, she wants the entire 8,000 vehicle state fleet converted to EVs by 2040. Yes, that's 17 years from now.
I think where we're at a point right now, and we're going to be making this transition, is EVs have to be, first of all, they have to be beautiful, but they have to be affordable, and there also has to be the right range, and they also have to, there has to be a charging infrastructure that supports them. I think we're on that journey.
The journey to more EVs on the road has been significantly slower than automakers had forecast. And you can see it all over Michigan, the new Ford Blue Oval battery park in Marshall. Well, it's getting scaled back from 2,500 expected jobs to 1,700. GM is pushing back production of 2 electric pickups at its Orion Assembly, which is in the process of a massive makeover to produce the vehicles. With an expected start next year, well, now it's not happening until 2025. Automakers insist EVs are the future, but like this new executive directive from the governor tonight, giving 17 years to make it happen, shows change isn't as rapid as previously anticipated. Back here live, maybe it's a good thing the governor has built in 17 years into this executive director, because right now the state of Michigan's fleet has all of 3 EVs. We're live in Corktown tonight.
Ways to go.
I'm Mara McDonald.
Yeah.
Local 4.
3.
I guess got to start somewhere. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
All right, Mara. Well, let's take a look at the situation outside tonight. Beautiful evening, but a little cool.
A little cool. Change is coming in the form of some warmer temperatures. Let's get over to Kim Adams in your forecast, Kim.
Well, much warmer temperatures ahead for Metro Detroit, but we have one more day tomorrow in the 30s. Right now, it's cold, 30 degrees downtown, also in Howell and Pontiac, mid-30s now in Adrian. 30 in Mount Clemens, Port Huron, Sandusky's at 31. A lot of cities are below freezing at this hour, including Howell and Lansing, both at 30 degrees as well. Tomorrow starts out cold. It's only 28 degrees. We'll have some breaks of sunshine, but also quite a few clouds throughout the day as our high climbs up to 38 degrees. But look at the temperature trend over the next 7 days. We've got 30s tomorrow, then we get into the 40s for Thursday, 52 on Friday, Saturday 51. Here's the thing though, Friday you'll be able to enjoy that 52. Saturday in the afternoon and evening we start to bring in some rain. It will be a rainy day on Sunday with a temperature of 46 degrees, and then we cool down next week. Now while we will be in the 40s on Sunday, completely different story in Chicago. I'll talk about what the Lions will be facing at Soldier Field coming up.
Kim, the mother of the Oxford school shooter is going on the offensive, trying to make sure certain evidence isn't used in her trial.
Jacqueline Francis is live with what she wants left out of the courtroom. Jacqueline.
In the filings, the shooter's mother is arguing that the jury should not be shown video of her son torturing baby birds, calling it inflammatory, and that's not all. Jennifer Crumley is set to go to trial on involuntary manslaughter charges next month, but her attorneys are now arguing some evidence should be left out of the trial, like videos of her son torturing baby birds. The shooter's mother says she didn't know about them, calling them inflammatory, asking they not be shown for the jury to consider. So far, the judge has already ruled that certain evidence may not be used in the parents' trial. This includes the parents' infidelity, content from the shooter's Instagram accounts, and his Nazi coin. Much of the evidence barred from trial was excluded because of their relevancy or because it's believed the parents had no knowledge of certain things. Jennifer Crumley and her husband James are the first parents in the nation to be charged in a school shooting, charged with involuntary manslaughter for ignoring their son, ignoring his cries for help, and buying him the gun used in the shooting. The Oxford shooter sentencing hearing will begin this Friday. He could face up to life in prison. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you. A stretch of I-75 is back open after 2 people are killed in a crash involving a semi. It happened in the northbound lanes of 75 at Clay Street. State police say a driver lost control and hit the back of the semi. The 64-year-old driver and 53-year-old passenger died at the hospital.
Russia shuts down a new offer aimed at bringing Paul Whelan home. State Department said they proposed a deal to release both Whelan and Evan Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal reporter, but Russia said no. This month marks 5 years that Whelan has been in Russian detention. Whelan has been prisoner now for 5 years, being held on espionage charges. Monday marked the 250th day of reporter Evan Gershkovich's imprisonment. Gershkovich was detained in March while on a reporting trip in Russia. No details of the offer were made public, only that Russia turned it down.
A group of tipped workers across the state will be in Lansing this week to hear arguments for and against the tipped wage system. Workers believe any changes to the system could damage their ability to earn far more than minimum wage. Republicans in 2018 looked to raise the minimum wage and increase pay for tipped workers. Earlier this year, the Michigan Court of Appeals blocked a nearly $13 per hour wage increase for tipped workers. Workers tell Local 4 they're against the wage increase.
We are the ones who are in the restaurants experiencing this. I mean, you know, some things might sound good on paper, but in reality, it's not going to work.
The Michigan Supreme Court will now decide whether to overturn that ruling. In the meantime, Michigan won fair wage as a plaintiff in the case, and they tell us, quote, "We believe it's very clear that the 2018 Michigan legislature violated the rights of the people of Michigan by adopting the measure, not allowing it to go on the ballot when it had already been certified to go on the ballot, and then overturning it in the same legislative session," end quote. Oral arguments will be held Thursday. Huron Clinton Metro Parks set to expand its water safety initiative.
A 5-year plan to expand the Everyone in the Pool initiative looks to provide at least 6,000 people free swimming lessons every year and increase the number of lifeguards and swim instructors across Southeast Michigan. Officials say the lack of access to swim lessons is a critical health issue.
The statistics are really pretty dismal about the number of kids throughout southeastern Michigan, particularly kids who live here in the city, families of color, people who are making less than $50,000 a year. Nearly 8 out of 10 of kids in those families do not know how to swim, and neither do their parents.
Yeah, since the program started 3 years ago, it has already taught more than 4,000 kids to swim. Officials say they've set a fundraising goal of $1.5 million to help get the expansion effort off the ground.
CVS will soon change the way it prices drugs, and it could impact your prescription costs. The pharmacy's planned pricing formula includes the cost of the drug, a set markup, and a fee. It's called CVS CostVantage, and it's expected to launch in 2025. Company executives said, in general, more prescription costs should fall than rise for consumers, employers, and health insurers.